But I got to say this about Donald Trump. If you think he's going away, and I've said this before, think again, because looking at his chart, he does become more powerful. He does around the months of March, when Mars goes into Taurus. It's going to go into his 10th house and conjunct his sun while Jupiter is casting a trine to it. It just doesn't even make sense that he's not in power with that kind of aspect. So there is probably going to be two governments operating at the same time. Because as I've said before, Donald Trump will reveal things. No one will believe him. But open your mind. Donald Trump will reveal things. No one will believe him. But open your mind. That's what I have to say.
This is amazing. Right now, we currently have FEMA on the ground in D.C., and it's an anomaly because FEMA is essentially in charge right in D.C., which makes no sense in itself because FEMA, we think, is for natural disaster, except FEMA is a little bit more than that. Back on March 13th, 2020, President Trump declared a nationwide emergency pursuant of Section 501B of the Stafford Act, to avoid governors needing to request individual emergency declarations. All 50 states, the District of Columbia, and 5 territories have been approved for major disaster declarations to assist with additional needs identified under the Nationwide Emergency Declaration for COVID-19. Additionally, 32 tribes are working directly with FEMA under the emergency declaration. I don't believe that we have been under presidential control since then. FEMA's role is to work as a provisional government. And as a provisional government, the sorts of things that FEMA can do would stun you. So listen to this. Some people have referred to FEMA as the secret government of the United States. It is not an elected body. It does not involve itself in public disclosures, and it even has a quasi-secret budget in the billions of dollars. This government organization has more power than the President of the United States or the Congress. It has the power to suspend laws, move entire populations, arrest and detain citizens without warrant, and hold them without trial. It can seize property, food supplies, transportation systems, and can suspend the Constitution. Not only is it the most powerful entity in the United States, but it was not even created under constitutional law by the Congress. This is crazy how powerful this is. And yet, President Trump invoked this. Why would you do something like that? Think about this a minute. Now, why would you do something like this? By the way, FEMA is managed now by a former Marine. I don't find that an insignificant point. And now that Chad has resigned from DHS, and that's Homeland Security, Chad Wolf, when he just resigned from there, the FEMA director is now double tapping and filling the role temporarily of the director of FEMA. This is a very interesting situation here. So the FEMA director is filling the role of Department of Homeland Security and FEMA at the same time. If FEMA has been in a provisional government status, which according to these disaster declarations, FEMA would have had most of the control over the United States. FEMA would have had arrest authority. FEMA is not obliged or required to use the military. It can hire its own, any services it needs, it can hire, including groups like Blackwater if it needed that. It could set up its own courts. It could detain people. It could arrest people. You see where I'm going with this? Right before our very eyes has been an operation going on under the cover of COVID-19. And it's FEMA.